Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie. For those who don't know me, reviewing Love Island All-Stars Season 3, Episode 40, the finale. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe, hit the bell, hype up the video, and leave a comment down below. So we are going to start with the little check-ins that Maya was doing with every couple. Scott and Leanne, they are matching. I mean, every couple is matching, but I just like their matching the most. It was cute. It was pink, you know? And they both say that they are nervous. And I'm glad that they said that because oftentimes when the camera would pan to Leanne, it looked like she didn't really want to be there. So I was like, is it the nerves? Did something happen the night before? Like, I was just a little bit confused, but I'm just going to say it's the nerves because they said that they are nervous. Scott says that this is the highest they've ever been regarding their journey on the show, and he's happy that Leanne took him back because he really would have regretted that. Lucinda and Sean are cute. I'm sorry, guys, they're cute. And you know what makes them cute? It's the consistent eye contact. Whenever they are talking to or about each other, they're looking at each other dead in the eye, which is something that not a lot of people can do, especially if your feelings are wavering about the person. So I'm like, that alone is cute. I gotta give it to them. It's cute. Then we have Millie, who is acting like she wouldn't be gassed to win again. Girl, you know you'd be excited if you won for a second time. To be the people's princess 2 times? Come on, come on. But I did notice throughout the evening, she's doing like little dances here and there. I don't know if she was lit or if she was just happy to be there. But all the people who were worried that she might be icked out by Zach's behavior on social media, I think they're more alike than you think. I think she'll be all right. Maybe what's his name was just too serious for her. And she needed somebody who was a bit more goofy like Zach, because the way that she is so enamored by him, I don't even remember her being this taken by, what was his name? Liam. I don't remember that, but anyways. Kieran and Sammy, they've both been in the final before, but obviously they did not win. Whitney has also been in the final, and she says this journey has been so much better than her last time. But I love that she also didn't slander her last time. She said, I had a great time that last time. I just had a better time this time. So they cut to the previous day in the villa. The guys go shopping for a pool party barbecue. I loved that idea. Give us something different. Not every year it's the same thing, every finale. I was just so tired of that. So I did appreciate the barbecue. Apparently Yemen took over the cooking. I was like, oh, Whitney, you might not have an aesthetic type, but you have a personality type. And I do think that the personalities do mirror each other. But hey, I too would choose a chef every time. I surely would. They have mini dates around the villa. Scott says that he hasn't liked somebody this deep in a very long time. Sammy says that things are very organic between herself and Kieran, and she's found what she's looking for. Yemen says that Whitney has made his experience worth it. This man better not be here for the banter. Like, he better not. I really do like how they have presented on screen. I don't know if I can fully yet buy into Yemen. So if he stands the test of time, then I'm here for it. But I got my eye on you, Yemen. I'll be so for real. Lucinda is very confident that things will work out on the outside, and they both think that they will last a long time. I think they'll have a good time. I don't know if they'll last a long time, but I do think they'll have a good time. And then Millie says that she could always feel that something was off with the other guys. She felt like something was always missing, but she latched on to Zach so quickly because she knew that he had everything that she was looking for. Then Maya catches up with the ex-Islanders. Yeah? This is where things get a little bit spicy. She starts with Curtis and Kira, and apparently Curtis had posted something. Not apparently. Obviously he did. He posted something on Valentine's Day, which did not sit well with Kira.
Find me a little.
Kira's an amazing person.
You're
Not
still
really.
looking for a Valentine's, Curtis?
Well,
That was posted only a few days after we left each other. I was just like, what the fuck? I actually have one more thing to say. Jack, you can keep my name out of your mouth.
I'll be so honest, I want to ride for Kira, and I will regarding what she said about Jack. But I'm like, okay, in the villa, you had to have known that you were a rebound. That literally was shown to you on a screen. So the fact that you're shocked that this man wasn't so gung-ho about you on the outside, we shouldn't be shocked. We shouldn't be. Realistically, we should not be shocked, okay? It is hurtful to hear via the internet that your person is not as into you as you thought they were. And here's the thing with Curtis, yeah? He tries so hard to be the nice guy, but you nice guy yourself into being the F boy. Because instead of having a conversation with her, you allowed the post to be made about you, and then you waited 4 days to have the conversation about the post with Kira because you wanted to have it in person. It would have been best to address it immediately. immediately. So yeah, now you do look like the bad guy because you were trying so hard to be the good guy. You could see that Kira had so much to say, and Maya was like, you know what? Clearly, y'all gotta sort some things out, so I'm just gonna keep moving. Yeah. You could see like behind Maya when she moved on to the next couple that Curtis tried to put his hand on Kira, and Kira was not paying him any mind. She was like, I'm very pissed off at you. Before Maya left them, though, Kira said she had one last thing to say. She did not appreciate Jack airing out her business. And at first I was confused, but then my memory was jogged because yesterday a clip was going around of Jack talking about who all has done the nasty in the villa. He confirmed that Lucinda and Sean did the nasty, Scott and Leanne did the nasty, and he said Kira and Curtis did the nasty. He also confirmed that Sammy and Kieran did it as well. But like, you really think Kira wanted the information out there? You really think any of them wanted that information out there? Except Lucinda, because Lucinda actually alluded to it. Leanne did a little bit too, but like everybody else, if they didn't want it out there, you probably shouldn't have been the one to say that. So I'm with Kira on that one. Jessie is still hurt by what Helena said. However, she does hope that she and Helena can be friends. Okay. Helena says that she's sticking to what she said. However, she has learned more information about Jessie and Lucinda's relationship, which adds some context to why she reacted to Lucinda the way that she did, but she still stands by her words. And come on, Helena, come on. You got to keep that badge of being one of my favorite girls. So yeah, thank you for standing on business regarding that. Tommy says that he and Jessie aren't going to rush things. Of course you aren't, because things aren't going anywhere. Let's be so for real. Carrington says that he'll be back in the UK in 2 weeks. Okay, interesting. But we cut straight to Jack. Jack immediately apologized. He's like, I'm so sorry, Kira. I shouldn't have said that about you. Why did you think it would be okay to confirm who has and hasn't been having sex? If Kira didn't speak about it, it's probably because she doesn't want that information out there. Especially if Curtis is going to act like this on the outside. Why would she want it to be known that they had the sex? Why? So yeah, he does apologize. Cher and Jack say that they have been in constant communication since coming out of the villa. They had a few days where they were just isolated and they were able to, iron out some kinks. And they do look a lot better. The chemistry does look like it's there. I just don't buy into them as a couple, but hey, stranger things have happened. We have Imani and Connor. They too have been in contact since they left the villa. Don't know if I fully buy into them as a couple, but okay. Then we have Shaq, who's asked if he still has feelings for Belle. And he doesn't answer that question, but he basically is now turning into Justin Bieber saying, that should be me, holding Belle's hand. Anyways, Belle says she's happy with how things are going and she's not going to get involved with the whole Lauren of it all. And can you imagine? ITV was like, well, we actually have the clip, and they played a long clip too about what Lauren said on that podcast.
Do you want to see it now?
Oh, here we go.
Let's fling it on.
Still were very much together. I actually thought we were stronger than we'd ever been.
How do you feel about that?
I feel like a lot of things she said in the podcast were untrue. I need to air it in private.
Well, could you confirm whether you ended in October?
Last time I saw her was end of
Right on the
October.
end.
Yeah.
But you weren't working to get back together
No,
or
not
anything
at-
like
not
that
at
then?
all, no.
We'll wait for the podcast then.
Yeah.
All right.
This little mini reunion was good. Give us the receipts. That's what we want. Show us what's been posted on social media. Ask these people to atone. Yes, I loved it. He's sticking to the story that he broke up with this girl back in October. I don't know if I believe it, but Lauren, this is the time to drop the receipts. The way that the show is dropping receipts, you need to drop the receipts too, sweetie. Okay? Tell us what's going on. Belle says that, things are going well between them. Shaq had a little side comment. He's like, I don't know, it doesn't look too cozy to me. Whoop. Shaq. Okay. Anyways, he says he's gonna let that play out and then maybe he'll swoop in after if Belle is interested. Yeah, I don't see Belle holding on for too much longer because even the drama around Harrison would be enough for, at least for me, to not want to entertain it. But hey, Belle might be able to put up with that. You know how she's looking at Leanne? Like, I don't know how Leanne puts up with it. I don't know how Belle does. But here she is. So, moving on. Belle is asked about her behavior, and she says that the show didn't portray enough good times amongst the girls, so it doesn't fully explain why she was so angry. She also says that she's a Pisces and she just feels a lot and she's just so passionate. So it's not her fault that she gets angry sometimes. It never is with ill intent. Mocking somebody in the heat of anger, to me, is ill-intended. But okay, sure. All right. We cut to the result. 5th place is Whitney and Yemen. Honestly, I can't say that I am surprised. I do think that their connection should have had them a little bit higher, but considering how Whitney was perceived and how the UK typically functions, I was not shocked to see them at the bottom.
I was thinking, how do you run this one back?
This time was different, right?
Yeah.
Neither of you really swayed anywhere else.
Low-key getting locked in since the first stage.
Me and Scott's got like a weird relationship.
Do you think you felt like Belle was better suited to him?
Like upbringing and family vibe.
Okay, fair. All right.
The cameramen flopped, okay? Because when Whitney was asked about why she was rooting for Belle instead of Leanne to pursue Scott, that's when you panned to Scott and Leanne so we could see Leanne's reaction. But we didn't get to see it. Anyways, she says at the time it felt like Scott was describing somebody like Belle, but as time went on, I could see that Leanne is a better fit for him. I see you trying to clean it up, but I don't know if that's entirely true. I don't know if that's entirely true. Anyways, Yemen says that he has become a better dater as time has gone on. The older he gets, the better he is at, pursuing relationships. And he says that he's now more intentional. He says he's going to London right away. Whitney is really excited to meet Yemen Sr. in time so she could have some, was it jambalaya? What was it? What was she saying that she was? Gumbo. Was it gumbo? I think it was gumbo. We'll see what this couple. I think that Whitney's last time around, unfortunately, her management team severely fumbled. So this is their time to, rectify that if they plan to. I don't know if they will, but I still see Yemen as a little bit of a clout chaser. So now seeing that they've hit 5th place and they might not get the same kind of attention that they might have anticipated to get, we'll see how long it lasts. If it lasts through that, then I'll believe Yemen. If not, well, anyways. 4th place was Lucinda and Sean. At this point, I was like, you know what? Leanne and Scott could actually be in the top 2. So you're saying there's a chance, okay? But yeah, Lucinda and Sean were in 4th place, and I think that they answered the questions very well.
I've had such a great time, and obviously I've met Sean. So.
Good. Let's talk about your laughing, because that got brought enough.
I need to actually stop laughing in awkward moments.
You weren't doing that intentionally then?
Yeah.
Don't take things too seriously.
No.
There's like 0 levels of seriousness.
Yeah.
Lucinda is asked about the laughing, and you could see Belle and Sammy are still actively triggered by this girl laughing, but I do think she's a person who does laugh at the wrong moments. However, like I said in the season as well, she needs to be cognizant of that, to say, okay, I know that I do tend to not take things seriously, but I can see that your feelings are hurt, so let me approach this with a level of seriousness to not further the hurt. I think that she could learn from that as well. And she does admit the laughing has gotten me in trouble. I will work on that. So that's good. They were asked about Jesse and Jesse being hurt by whatever they experienced on the outside. Lucinda was like, honestly, I'm not even gonna pay that too much mind. I hope she processes things the way that she wants to process it, but I'm just gonna focus on my relationship. And it's so funny to see people get so triggered by Lucinda because Lucinda doesn't even claim these people as friends. They'll be like, oh yeah, Lucinda and I have a relationship on the outside, and Lucinda will be like, do we? Do we really? I'm sorry, that is just so funny to me. Sean is asked about his relationship with Tommy, and he says, I needed to be a better friend, and I hope that we can work on our friendship on the outside. Tommy, I would keep one eye open, but you could always fix things. And then he's asked about Scott as well. He says that they've gotten closer as the season was winding down, and he sees that they have a lot of similarities, which is probably why they clashed. And honestly, he handled it really well. I think that they handled their questions very well. Then 3rd place was Leanne and Scott. So close, yet so far.
This was more than just like doing another show.
Completed Love Island now, I think no more.
Yeah, as a woman, she's like a strong woman, beautiful.
Everybody has said nothing but beautiful words about you throughout your whole journey.
I didn't tell her this enough, but every day I woke up, it would have been her.
I'm really happy that Leanne got a redo because things just did not end well for her when she left the show the first time. People are saying that she was also physically attacked. I actually never knew about this, so honestly, kudos to her for coming back on the show, because to be exposing yourself again like that when maybe a lot of people had kind of forgotten about her, and I don't mean that in a shady way, it takes a lot of bravery. So yeah, if that in fact is true, very brave of her to come back on the show, and I'm so glad that she had a better run this time around. They had said that they are not going to give Charlie any more screen time. Loved that. Love that. Leanne is pleased with her journey this time around. Scott is excited to spend more time with Leanne before he even goes home. He says he wants his sister to meet them at the airport and to bring his niece so that they can have that formal introduction and he can spend, did he say like a month? Who said a month? Maybe it wasn't him. I forget how long he said he wanted to stay in London, but he is planning on being in London before even going home. He also says that he can definitely see himself asking Leanne to be his girlfriend in the near future. And she says she just wants it to be special. That's all that matters to her. Then the last was the final two speaking on the couch. I'd be lying if I said that I was paying a lot of attention. However, they run back the scene of Sammy getting pied by Lucinda. I'll be so honest, it doesn't even look that hard. It doesn't. But Sammy was hurt in that moment, and then she was hurt further by the conversation she had with Lucinda. So I can see why the hurt would make the situation seem a lot more dramatic than it really was. That's my opinion. This is what was also concerning me about the Millie and Zach thing. They were having their little dancing moments, which was cute and all, but on the couch, she was leaning all the way over to Zach. And it looked like Zach was also leaning just a smidge. And I was like, whoo, I know the body linguistic people, they're going to have a field day with that. But it just, I don't know. Zach just doesn't seem as into her. He claims that maybe the audience voted the way that they did when they asked the public the questions because they can see that he's actually the one who's more into Millie than Millie is into him. It's hard for me to buy. It is. It is. But anyways, the result was the result.
Sammy and Kira! Does any of you want to have a word for you?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I would have preferred Millie and Zach. I would have. I'm sorry. Like I said, there was a time when I was rooting for Sammy and Karen, but then she just became, as soon as she aligned herself with Belle, I was off it. I really was. But you know, she's very happy. It seems like this is, you know, like a genuine moment for her. She was very emotional when they saw the clips from the family and stuff. And I love that for her. I just wouldn't have chosen her to be my winner of All Stars. That's all. I would have rather seen Millie. I would have rather seen Millie win a second time. That's all. But anyways, that's it for me. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Maybe we'll do like a update in like a month or so, because I guarantee you we are going to have some breakups. But hey, maybe people will prove me wrong. I doubt it though. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.